Previously on Spaceman Matt's Sci-Fi vlog.
Okay, bro, since you won't let me go anywhere, and you threatened to unplug me again, I'm going to have to cooperate with you. While I was unplugged, I did have a dream of a dirt devil, and it told me that we needed to find Project Duhst Buhster.
Wow, a dirt devil? That's kind of like the Red Angel in Star Trek Discovery. What a coincidence.
I have no idea what you're talking about, bro, but it told me we could find Project Duhst Buhster in the Cydonia area.
Oh, you mean where the Martian pyramids are?
Yeah, bro, what do you think I meant? The ancient Greek city?
It's the dirt devil.
You must find Project Duhst Buhster.
It's the dirt devil.
The Cydonia region of Mars.
Oh, darn. It's real. Oh, darn, it's real, and I've got to find Project Duhst Buhster.
You must find Project Duhst Buhster.
Oh man, not again. This has been going on for months. I can't believe Spaceman Matt is taking so long to get a Martian land vehicle ready to take him to the pyramids of Cydonia.
You must find Project Duhst Buhster.
Spaceman Matt, this Project Duhst Buhster thing has been going on for too long. How come you haven't left for Cydonia yet?
Oh, I'm having difficulty growing the potatoes in hydroponics.
What? What does that have to do with your trip to Cydonia?
I need to take the potatoes on the trip so I can have something to eat.
What?
You know, like Matt Damon in the movie Martian.
He only grew the potatoes because he was running out of food. You have enough MRE rations to last you at least for 100 trips to Cydonia and back.
Oh, the meal's ready to eat? Give me bad indigestion. That's why I have to grow the potatoes.
I don't believe this. I haven't been able to get one good night's sleep in the last 6 months because of this. This is unreal.
Well, believe it. I'm not going to risk indigestion just because that vacuum cleaner apparition keeps visiting us.
Look, I know I can make your transporter work for real.
Oh, that's just an effect
For
I
when you
use.
review Star Trek, I know, but I can build a real one with parts from my ship, and I can teleport you out there.
I don't know. I don't like the idea of having my atoms scrambled with energy. It sounds scary, and there's that whole existential argument. I mean, are you really the same person when the transporter puts you back together? What happens to your soul and stuff?
And stuff? Oh, that's on Star Trek. The teleportation device we use teleports particulate space-time. Space and time are particulate like matter, and we just have to convince the area of space you're standing in that it's actually by the Martian pyramids, and an equal mass of the space by the Martian pyramids is actually here.
Huh? I don't get it.
Look, I don't have the time and energy to explain it to you. You just have to trust me. And I'm still under the influence of that app on your phone, so I won't hurt you or escape. I just want to be able to get a good night's sleep for once.
Tell me about it. That dirt devil apparition is driving me nuts too.
Okay, I will need some equipment for my spaceship.
I can't let you back on your spaceship, you know that.
Okay, I will tell you what I need, and you go on board and get it.
Nah, man, your spaceship gives me the creeps.
I don't believe this. It's safer on my ship than it is on this stupid base.
Well, I'm not sure what else to do, so I guess I'm going to have to go along with it.
Alright, I'll make a list and tell you where to find it on my ship.
Hey, what's up, Earth? It's Spaceman Matt. Long time no see. Since no one's been watching my channel and I can't post videos every 2 months, let alone every 2 minutes, I had to go out and find my own sponsors. And now for this important message. This episode of Spaceman Matt is brought to you by Starfleet Enema. Starfleet Enema, when you boldly have to go like no one has gone before. Well, number one, if you need me, I'll be in the captain's bathroom, making number 2. Well, if you're over 80 and traveling in deep space, that could come in handy. I wanted to review each individual episode of Star Trek Picard, but unfortunately I didn't have the time to. Also, I was thinking to sing a synopsis of Season 1 with a parody of the Patty Duke Show theme, but then I realized that I can't sing or play an instrument, and I'm not sure the MIDI file that I downloaded was copyright protected, so I scrapped the idea. Why the Patty Duke Show theme? Because Season 1 is about twin androids. Identical androids, and you'll find... Oh, never mind. The androids have been made by Commander Bruce Maddox, who originally appeared in the Next Generation episode, Measure of a Man, as a Starfleet scientist who wanted to take Data apart to study him. Apparently, he and Data had some sort of reconciliation at some point, and Maddox got the opportunity to copy Data's brain to make the twin androids. Maddox made them think that they are real live girls, Daj and Soji Asha, in order to hide them from the Romulans, who have knowledge of an artificial beings who would like to eliminate all organic life and could be summoned by one of these android girls and fulfill their apocalyptic prophecy. Anyway, I was really excited about Star Trek Picard. I even got this Elcar's watch face for my Fitbit. It cost me almost $2. See it there? Cool, huh? Overall, I thought Picard was entertaining, especially if you are a fan of Star Trek The Next Generation and Voyager. Set sometime after Star Trek Nemesis, we find out what happened to Captain Picard, Commander Riker, Counselor Troy, and Hugh the Borg from The Next Generation, and every adolescent male's favorite crew member from Voyager, 7 of 9, now going by her original birth name of Annika. The season-wide story arc also brings a much more befitting end to the beloved character Lieutenant Commander Data, who was just blown apart in the movie Star Trek Nemesis with no real farewell. While it was good to see familiar faces in this new story, none of the new characters really click with me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Gene Roddenberry's vision of the future wanted to show humans as their best possible selves. So character flaws were kept to a minimum in the original series, and present-day human shortcomings were depicted in alien races that the Enterprise crew encountered, such as the Klingons, who are violent and warlike, the Vulcans, who want to put aside their emotions in favor of logic, and the Ferengi from Next Generation, who were greed-obsessed, and so on. While I think flawed human characters make for better drama, I think the flaws of these characters were not relatable to me. Well, perhaps I'm a little naive like Elnor was, but that's about it. We had Raffi, who had a troubled past, somewhat connected with Picard's saving of the Romulans from their exploding planet, Romulus. She was negatively impacted by that event and had issues with alcoholism and an estranged child. While I do like to see characters other than the typical goody two-shoes Starfleet officer, I didn't find too much relatable about her. Perhaps her struggle to overcome her limitations and come to terms with her past problems is something that most can relate to, but again, the way she was portrayed was not very interesting to me personally. Then there was Cristobal Rios, the captain of a warp-capable ship for hire, La Serena, which is populated by holographic copies of himself that serve as the ship's crew. All the copies of Captain Rios have different accents, mostly British Isles accents. English received pronunciation, Scottish as a tribute to Scotty from the original series, as the Scots version is the ship's engineer. Irish and one Spanish speaker for good measure. I don't think the actor did a great job with the Gaelic accents, and people from the British Isles often get offended when you try to imitate their accents. I think they feel it's a form of discrimination and mockery and not flattery. I think it's particularly insulting when you don't do a good job of it. Rios has his own troubles, which coincidentally stem from his past encounters with the same bunch of androids that he will encounter in the series. It's a very small galaxy, apparently. Then there's Alice Girardi, who is a very fidgety character who is harboring secrets that turn out to be deadly. so she's quite not what she appears to be. And Picard's crew is rounded out by Elnor, who's a cross between Jethro Bodine of the Beverly Hillbillies and Kwai Chang Caine from the old Kung Fu TV series, as he's been trained as an assassin by Romulan assassin nuns. This fish out of water character provides protection for a now elderly Picard and some comic relief, but not much else, really. And there were a couple of plot elements that bothered me. One was Picard's age. He's about 10 years older than Patrick Stewart's actual age. You would think in the future, with transport technology, etc., we would have this aging thing beat, but apparently not. I don't know. I know it's hard because in real life, actors age, and there's not much you can do about it. I suppose it could be a choice in the future that Starfleet officers chose to age it naturally. This issue is never addressed in the series outside that episode where they have to retrieve the pattern of a slightly younger copy of Dr. Pulaski from the transporter in order to save her from dying. Another thing that bothered me was that when Soji signals the synths to come and destroy all organic life in the galaxy, these things that I guess are from the hentai tentacle porn dimension burst out into our universe through some sort of wormhole. But as soon as the signal stops, they return to their own dimension as if it were a false alarm. The signal didn't create the wormhole. It only serves as a kind of homing beacon. The evil synths could have kept on coming through and figure out what's going on and maybe kill all the organics for good measure, but I guess they thought there was nothing to see there. I thought that was a bit strange and not at all explained in the story. Also at the end, Dr. Soon's son, Alton, gives Picard a synth body that will age normally and eventually die. I was wondering if this was to give Patrick Stewart an out if he didn't want to continue with 3 seasons of the series. If you think about it, the role could go on to another actor. Perhaps Picard in one episode gets badly damaged, his body gets badly damaged, and he's put back together with a different face. I think it'd be funny if they could get James McAvoy, who took over the role of Professor Xavier in the X-Men movies, from Stewart. I doubt that will happen, but with the ongoing COVID crisis, it sounds like Patrick Stewart may not want to continue in the role after all. On the planet of the synths, we find that they have duplicates, which reminded me of the androids from the episode I, Mud, from the original series, who I think just had limited models, so that's why many of them look alike. No other connection was made to the iMud androids to the synths in Star Trek Picard. I was a little surprised at the hinted potential relationship between Annika, 7 of 9, and Raffi. Not that there's anything wrong with that, it's just that there was nothing that I recalled from Voyager that would indicate that 7 of 9 would swing that way. Also, I think that Ronald D. Moore, the then producer of Star Trek Voyager, recognized that a lot of TV science fiction is male fantasy, and I think 7 of 9 added a sexual element to that fantasy. But I guess as we move away from the objectification of women on TV, we have to show that 7 of 9 has perhaps also changed as a character. I found the season story arc to be nothing too original, with AI almost always taking on the role of the bad guy in Star Trek. In the original series, Dr. Daystrom's M5 computer, Nomad, Harry Mudd's androids, Landru were all pretty bad. In Next Generation, however, along with Data, some of the other Dr. Soon androids were Dr. Julian Traynor and Lal. Lower decks also reminded me of the exocoms from Next Generation, but that's all I can recall for AI.
Good guys.
Overall, I think most fans will enjoy Star Trek Picard, especially those who don't have to go over everything with a fine-tooth comb and point out where they got things wrong. If you don't have CBS All Access, you can now get the series on DVD and Blu-ray. And if you don't want to pay for it, you may want to try to see if your local library carries it and you can borrow it from them. As for Season 2, it is set to start filming back-to-back with Season 3, which should start early next year. The only Next Generation character said to be confirmed to return is Guinan, the enigmatic Alorian bartender from the Enterprise's 10 Forward Lounge. I'm looking forward to see what they'll come up with for Season 2 and 3, and what new crew members, aliens or villains, that we may see return. That's all for now. I will also try to review the Lower Deck series, maybe each episode of Discovery Season 3. Until next time, please like and subscribe to my channel, and maybe one day I can have real sponsors. See you next time. Bye.
Subscribe to Spaceman Matt's Sci-Fi vlog today. The fate of the world depends on it, I guess.